Wendigoon is publicly friends with Donut Operator, and even retweeted a photograph of the two of them hugging. Donut Operator is a gun-crazed, very far-right YouTuber with 4 million subscribers. He was once a cop himself, before he made more money making YouTube videos and retired. His content is very pro-state, pro-cop, pro-gun, and pro-death to people who don't share his beliefs propaganda.
2 days later.
Oh, go figure. Look at this. Oh, look at this. First thing I do is I say, would you look at this? You know what I mean? Just look at it. Just look at it. Yeah, well, what the heck is that?
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I just saw one of the weirdest attempts to take down both Donut Operator and Brendan Herrera, and then somebody also referred to as Wendigoon. I don't really know who that is. Apparently, they're very popular. That's not like a jab at them. There's lots of very popular content creators that I'm unaware of. But what I am aware of is this individual who is from BreadTube or Communist YouTube or Leftist YouTube. It is generally populated by a bunch of greasy-looking individuals who put out extremely long videos in an attempt to sound smart or intellectual. They are generally filled with dozens of self-defeating, self-conflicting ideas that are in direct opposition to each other. And they're the dumbest category of videos on the internet. I can't imagine the life of somebody who watches a 2-hour video of somebody who's a communist, living still with their parents with no real life responsibilities, and looking at the life that these losers have and think, hey, there's somebody that's accomplished nothing in their life. I want to listen to what they have to say. Well, there is an individual who's a YouTuber who's quite popular, apparently called Praise of Shadows. And he's in general a moron, in my opinion. But that's okay. There are a lot of people that are not very smart. And this individual, in general, covers a lot of movies and it isn't just, they're not just a moron. They cover horror history reviews, things like that. So, it's fine. I don't know if I agree or disagree with their opinions on movies. Maybe I would. But my issue is, of course, with this particular video, which is apparently about bad conservative horror movies. You can see it has 27,000 dislikes in it. And you can also notice that he deleted a large section of this 3-hour video. It was 3 hours long, and he had deleted a half hour of the video, which is some of the most unhinged, dumb stuff I've ever heard in my life. And it's just wild to me. So this individual, you can see, also went after Some Ordinary Gamers, which is wild too. This is, again, this guy, like, I don't understand how somebody can be this dumb. How somebody can be this out of touch. But I won't go into the, you see this.
Tate being deplatformed from social media websites, and has recently showcased a great deal of transphobia in his most recent video.
Oh.
So, I mean, this is the level of brainlet we're dealing with here. Just because Mudahar said, hey, I don't think banning Andrew Tate is a good idea. Suddenly, he's an evil bad guy alt-righter. He's suddenly, pro everything Andrew Tate says, because he made fun of Keffels for being for stealing $100,000 allegedly, and also stuff. He's apparently transphobic.
Who argued against Andrew Tate being deplatformed from social media websites, and has recently showcased a great deal of transphobia in his most recent video.
Because what? Because of a thumbnail?
Oh boy, that thumbnail's never gonna
yeah.
I'll tell you what, that's the best $120 I must have ever spent. The same thumbnail that's basically made a caricature right here of that character Keffels that I actually ended up covering. Now, looking at this image over here, it is in fact just a disheveled, greasy individual, okay? And people have questioned,
it looks exactly like her.
Only art that I've actually commissioned. I never really commissioned anything in the past. I decided to do it because of a recommendation from other creators and a quick turnaround time. I probably would have commissioned art for this goober in the video, but I honestly just didn't have the time to. But the other reality of it is, too, even the person that I was talking about used this person's art. So clearly they didn't care about that artist's attachment to actual sites that they consider to be bad. Because if that was the response over here, I was like, back that claim up? What about painting me as a Tate fan when I clearly aren't? And in fact, this person's only response to this was, Mutahar, your art was transphobic. I have nothing else to say to that. You know, you could...
This is BreadTube, right? BreadTube is the dumbest... it's the dumbest bunch of self-important morons to ever exist. They are even dumber than people like Hassan Piker, right? It appeals to, I don't know, other people who just think they're the smartest person in the room all the time when they just clearly aren't. So after getting immense backlash for going after this Wendigoon individual, which again, I don't know who they are, but they have tried to paint this person as some sort of, you know, alt-right neo-evil guy because he had a picture with Donut Operator. You could see in the Praise of the New Shadows video is genuinely horrible. Dude spends over a half an hour to imply that Wendigoon is a far-right fascist. His examples are garbage like this. You literally can't make it up. Here's the clip.
Friends with Brandon Herrera, who has made jokes that implied that he was sympathetic with public shooters who killed Leftist, and collaborated with Kyle Rittenhouse, who has posted images of himself with an MP40, which is a gun used by the Nazis.
What? Like, that is perhaps it's just a bunch of words put together. Like, so he used the same weapon that they did, so therefore he must also, like, have a problem with Jews? What? So he made a video with Kyle. And again, these are also all things that this individual Wendigoon didn't do. It's just that he took a picture with the guy. I mean, this is, you know, it is, you see Donut Operators, MP40s were possibly the funnest weapon to shoot, and I love it. You know, and like, this video is one of the most insane cancellation threads voiced, and it made everything so much worse. Bro really did the Hitler drank water level accusations. I mean, Brendan Herrera, commonly known as the AK guy, has claimed that it is his favorite. How does that make him a communist? No, of course not. Or does that make him a communist? No, of course not. I mean, I don't even understand. So you can't use Lugers then either, apparently? Is that what it is? And then the Donut Operator thing is absolutely insane. So again, this is this individual's video, Bad Conservative Horror Films, where of course he refers to The Exorcist as a conservative movie, which is obviously brainlet levels of IQ. Again, this video was almost 3 hours long at one point. That's what they do. They put out these super long videos and they think like they can say a bunch of nonsense in it and you're just going to forget about it and you're going to be like, oh, that guy's pretty smart. This greaseball in his parents' basement or whatever said something smart. So, it's a 3-hour video. How to refute? How is anyone supposed to respond to a 3-hour video? I have no interest in watching 3 hours of some moron try to be pseudo-intellectual. So, you know, again, this individual did not do good. You'll go to the comments to see how that's going. Probably not good. And his section of Donut Operator is wild. Wild. Let's go to that. So he's mad that Donut Operator, essentially, so just so you know, there's some colorful language here. He's mad that Donut Operator laughed about some guy who does terrible things to kids getting, I don't know, ventilated, I'll say.
Donut Operator is a gun-crazed, very far-right YouTuber.
He's never talked politics at all. There's lots of people who are Democrats that are pro-2A, by the way.
With 4 million subscribers, whose career consists of him reviewing footage of police officers shooting and killing people. He was once a cop.
That's not always the case.
Himself, before he made more money making YouTube videos and retired. His content is very pro-state, pro-cop, pro-gun, and pro-death to people who don't share his beliefs propaganda.
His beliefs? He was laughing at... Share his beliefs? So, can you point me to the video, Brainlet? Nice half mustache too, by the way. I don't know who told you you're pulling that mustache off, but you're not. You know, it looks like a particular kind of mustache, but you know, that's not for me to suggest. At what point does Donut Operator ever say, "Yeah, that person voted for Biden. I'm glad that they did. Oh yeah, that person's for open borders. I'm glad." No. Donut Operator reviews footage of criminals getting comeuppance, and people love it. At no point does it have to do with his politics.
For example, one of his videos is titled Predator.
So I'm going to skip this part because he's talking about, you know, Predator takes it to the face. Essentially, this guy was a creepazoid, you know, those kind, you know, the ones that likes the young ones, right? Catching, you know, and he's mad that they put Donut put his face smiling in the. He says because Donut Operator did a video that one of the, you know, those kind of people catches lead, and he puts a smile in it, that he's happy about it or something like that.
This girl saying her stepdad is.
I don't want to go through that because that's going to just get this video suppressed. But, you know, it's a guy who's doing something very bad.
Into a hostage situation. The lead officer.
So he goes through that. And he goes, you know, I don't want to do that. But then again, so his implication is that because he's happy that this guy who's doing something really bad to kids, he smiled about it. It was about his beliefs. You see some of the comments. Did he not have a single person proofread this to the point where it sounds like he's saying the guy doing something terrible to his own child and trying to end his ex-wife was just having different beliefs? That's what he's implying. He's implying that this absolute garbage human is, you know, it was just different beliefs. So is he saying that Donut Operator is pro doing that stuff to kids? People in the comments, Peds getting offed is funny. Is this an ad? This makes you want to watch Donut Operator. You said pro 2A like it was a bad thing. Aaron, his logic. Peds aren't people. It really oodles my noodle why this person would randomly pick a video of a predator getting removed. I mean, what? I mean, like, it's very curious that he would be pro that, right? Clearly, a new lolcow has emerged. I died laughing when the first words he said was very far-right YouTuber. I mean, what an absolute goon. This is the state of quote-unquote breadtube. Obviously, Donut Operator doesn't care. People who generally, you know, you see... People who see this stuff, who put these videos out, are absolutely... I mean, obviously, you can see... Here, Mudahar just put out this video 18 hours ago. It's obviously doing very well. This individual is getting, you know... This is what years of Reddit does to an MFer, 2,000 likes. The amount of cognitive biases and fallacies in one video is truly mind-boggling. Bro, he was in the kitchen, but he was actually in a padded room. Bro genuinely believed he cooked with this video. Perpetuating a lie created by Sneeko in a left-wing video essay is mad lad level. Lamau. Bro's video got ratioed by Wendigoon's comment. I don't really know who Wendigoon is. Again, that's not a disrespect thing. You know, career-ending speedrun world record. Wendigoon segment was so unhinged. Why are you so angry and bitter? Reddit and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. I mean, this guy is like one of the weirdest. Oh, you went private on Twitter. Deleting 35 minutes of schizo posting isn't going to make you look any better. I don't know what in the hell they were thinking, but this is, you know, this is the leftist, is your average leftist. You know, you could see the full 35 minutes is floating around on the internet. Bo Blacks posted it. You know, 35 minutes of unhinged lunacy. The peen envy happening here is wild. I mean, like, all this stuff. Lamau, you are literally Randall from Recess.
And if they don't want to be seen as a big group of Nazis, then let's see how they react to this video's existence, because I am certain they will be very level-headed about all of this.
Oh, I'm going to say something horrible at somebody, but if you respond mad about it, then it proves me right. That's like the level of like gunt guarding. Like, you're like, oh, well, if you get mad that I said these heinous lies about you, it must mean I'm telling the truth. What an absolute idiot. What the absolute state of leftist commentary on YouTube is far worse than I ever imagined. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. We'll talk to you again real soon.